Hello everyone, my name is Xuanyu Su. Today I will give a presentation about my final project. The topic here is a paragraph-related question and answer system with BERT model. First of all, I will introduce the main content of this presentation. There are 4 parts. The first one is the introduction of the project and the final deliverable. And the second part is the introduction of the data set and the model used in my experiment. And the third part is the demonstration of this model. And finally, I will summarize this project. And at the very beginning, I will briefly introduce the main function and the deliverable of this presentation. And first, as we can see from the picture here, we use the BERT structure combined with the data set squad version 2.0. And finally, we will get a question and answer classifier based on the Wikipedia article. And I will also give a demonstration on the model with the real questions combined with the Wiki API. After searching information online, I find it is pretty challenging for our project. There are 3 points here. The first one is I have a huge amount of data to deal with. So that means it will take a lot of time to observe and pre-process the data. And the second is I need to find a suitable structure or the model. And in this case, it's BERT model. And the challenge here is how can I adjust the parameters and even the model structures according to the conditions of our experiment. And the third one is in order to achieve a demonstration on open domain question. This means I will test the model with the question not limited to our train and test data set. I will need to combine our model with some additional API. Okay, and I will introduce the main methodology involved in this project. First of all, the data set I used here is SQUAD. This is abbreviation of Stanford Question Answer Dataset. It combines over 1 million of questions on the SQUAD version 1.1 and other paragraphs which are extracted from the Wikipedia articles. And there are over 86,000 pairs in our training dataset and 5,928 in the test dataset. For both of the train and the test dataset, there are 4 columns in each of them. The first column is paragraphs. This contains the whole paragraph context extracted from the Wikipedia article. And the second one is the questions. This contains different aspects of paragraph-related questions. And the third one is answers. This answer columns gives the corresponding answers to the second question columns. And the last one is the answer index. This shows the start position index of the answer in the original paragraph. And after we got some basic knowledge about our data set, I will begin to do the data pre-processing. This will be divided into 3 stages. And the first one is the pre-process of our data format. We can also see as data encoding. Unlike the experiment I did before, like I will always do some operations like remove the unrelated word or symbols and even transfer the uppercase to lowercase, something like that. In this experiment, since the index position of the final answer is consistent with the position in the original paragraph, and there is no extra unrelated characters or words. Therefore, at this stage, I only did the conversion of the data format from the original string types to the format that can be recognized and used by the BERT model. And with a style like this, one classification token plus the whole question sentences plus the separate token and the whole paragraph. And the second is the word tokenize. Here, I use the tokenizer comes from the BERT model to divide each sentence in the paragraph into an independent token and perform the distribution analyze shown in the red picture here. And finally, we got concluded the maximum length for the data set is 512. And then we paired with the sentence which is shorter than the maximum length with 0 and punctuate the longer sentences than 512. And the third operation here is we use token embeddings, segment embeddings, and attention masks. And the figure shows the 3 embeddings in the BERT model, but we only use the first 2 of them. And then this shows the model structure of our project. This is embedding layers in our model. You can see here, there are 3 different embedding layers and the corresponding parameters. And besides that, there is one more dropout layer. This is used for prevent the overfitting of our model. And then this is a main architecture of our model. You can see here, it used attention, and there are 3 different vectors like Q, K, and V, and the model will do multiple calculations, use the 3 vector. And besides that, there are additional dense layer and dropout layer and normalization layers. All the whole things is 1 layer. And in a BERT-based model, there are 12 such layers. And here's a question, why we use BERT as our main architecture. Actually, there are 2 main pre-trained tasks in BERT model. One is masked language model, and the second one is next sentence prediction. By using the 2 pre-trained tasks, it helps BERT to achieve the state of art in many platforms and tasks. And after 7 hours training, we got the 77% of accuracy for our model. And this slide shows the parameter settings of our model. And we set the learning rate as 2e minus 5, and the numbers of epoch into 3, and we set the batch size into 4. And we use the cross entropy as our loss function and use the atom W as our optimizer. This table shows the activities involved in this project as well as the corresponding training time. And next, I will give the demonstration of this model. As shown in this figure, first, we propose a question such as, what is the highest mountain in Bhutan? And then we type this question in the boxes here. And then the model will generate the corresponding answers in this position like this. And in order to verify the correctness of our model, I did the same query on the Wikipedia. And this is a ground truth answer from Wikipedia. And we can see both of the answer from Wikipedia and the prediction result of our model are the same. So this will preliminarily prove the accuracy of our model. And finally, I will give some conclusions about this project. The first is about the data purple size. Like I mentioned before, in our experiment, it needs more precise on the data format transformation instead of the content, which means we do not need to do additional like a deletion or uppercase transformation. And then the second is BERT model usage. There are 4 different fine-tuning models or methods in BERT, and we choose the question answer fine-tuning model, which is the most relative to all our cases. And then I also modify the parameters based on our project. And the third one is the word embedding. Since there are 3 different embeddings, like I mentioned in the previous slides, the 3 embeddings are token embedding, segment embedding, and position embedding. But not all the embedding will be used in our experiment. For our experiment, we only use the first 2 of them. And this shows the knowledge I've learned from this project. At the very beginning, before I started working on this project, I did some background information exploration and about the question answering system as well as the technologies related to it. And second, I searched some database that can be used for the question answering system. And then I applied a different data processing method to my database. And then in order to make clear of the structure of both BERT model, as well as get a better understanding of it, so I search extra information about the mechanism inside of BERT, such as the transformer and the attention mechanism, etc. And then I search a little bit about the word tokenize and the word embedding and how to apply it in our project. And then it's in order to do the demonstration, I explore the Extra Wiki API and then combine it with our model to do the open domain demonstration. And this is a reference we used in my project. And thank you. If you are interested in my project and if you need any other documents, please feel free to email me. Thank you. Bye-bye.